This is Karthik. In the previous class, I have given few questions. I hope you have all tried that one. Let me explain the solutions for those problems in this class. Okay, let's get started with the first one. What is the first one? 575 into 575 plus 175 into 175. We need to simplify this problem. How we can simplify that one? In order to simplify any number system problem, the first step what we need to do, we need to calculate the unit digit. If we have given with some options, what would be the unit digit here? 5 5s are 25 plus 5 5s are 25. 5 plus 5 0. If we have only option with the unit digit 0, that would be the answer. If we have multiple options, we need to go ahead and solve that one. These numbers are in specific pattern, right? 575 square plus 175 square. Let me write this in the format of a square plus b square. A square plus b square, how we can write it? We can write in two formats. A plus b whole square minus 2ab or a minus b whole square plus 2ab. Both the numbers are ending with 75. So it's better to write a minus b whole square in order to remove 75 from these numbers. How we got this one? We know, right? A plus b, a minus b whole square. Formula a minus b into a minus b, that is a square minus ab minus ba plus b square. Then a square minus 2ab plus b square. What I am writing here, we have a square plus b square. So what I am doing, a minus b whole square plus 2ab I am doing in order to achieve a square plus b square. Let's solve this one. A minus b whole square means 575. I am assuming a as 575, b as 175. 575 minus 175 whole square plus 2 into 575 into 175, right? How we can write this one? This is 400 square plus, and this one we need to simplify this 1150 into 175. This is straightforward because we can square it right away. 4 squares are 16 and 2 zeros are there, so 4 zeros. How we can simplify this one? We need to round it off to the nearest zeros. 1150, I am rounding off in this 175 to 200 minus 25. Let's multiply this one. 200 into this one, 000, and then 20, 23, 4 zeros. And this is the 1150 into 200, and we are left with 1150 into 25. 1150 into 25, how we can write? 1150 into 20 plus 5 we can write, right? Then it's easier to calculate. 1150 into 20, 2 zeros, 2 5s are 10 and 23, and 5 I am multiplying. 5 zeros are 0, 5 5s are 27 and 5. 0, 1, 3, 5, 8, 2, 28, 750. We need to add this one plus 23, 4 zeros, then we need to subtract because this is minus 1150 into 25, right? So minus 28, 750. Let's add this and subtract this one. 4 zeros, 3 6 are 9, 2 1 3, 39, 4 zeros, and then we need to subtract 28, 750. 0, 5, 2, 1, and then 6, 3, 3 6, 1 5 0. This is 3 6 1 2 5 0. This is the answer. Okay, let me recap it. How we have solved this one? First of all, we calculated the unit digit. If we have only one option with the unit digit 0, that is the answer. If we have multiple options, we need to solve this problem by using the simplification method. This is in the format of a square plus b square, so I have written a minus b whole square plus 2ab, and then I have simplified, and then this one also instead of multiplying in the traditional way, what I did, I have rounded off to the nearest zeros and multiplied, and the final answer is 3,61,250. This is the answer, right? I hope you understood it. Let me take the second one. Okay, what is the second question? Find the smallest 6-digit number which is divisible by 111. How we can solve that one? What is the smallest 6-digit number actually? The smallest 6-digit number is 1 followed by 5 zeros. This is the smallest 6-digit number. What we need to find out? We need to find out the smallest 6-digit number which is divisible by 111. How we can find out? What we need to do is, we need to take the smallest 6-digit number and then we need to divide that with 111 after dividing that one, if it is divisible by triple one, we will get the remainder 0, that would be the smallest 6-digit number. Or else if we have some remainder, if we get some remainder r, then if we subtract the remainder from the triple one, we'll get one number, right? That number plus this smallest 6-digit number will give the answer for that one. How we know this one? Let's assume this one. We need to find out smallest 2-digit number which is divisible by 6. I am taking this one. So what is the smallest 2-digit number? 10 is the smallest 2-digit number. If we divide 10 with 6, what we will get? We will get the remainder 4. If we subtract the remainder from the 6, we will get one value, right? That is the extra value which we need to add to the smallest 6-digit number in order to get the perfect divisible number. So what we can get? 10 plus 2, 12. 12 is perfectly divisible by 6, right? In the similar way, this is the way to solve the smallest number in any problem. Okay? How we can solve this one? Triple one, I am dividing. Triple one, if we divide with this triple one, what we will get? We need to take 4 digits because 100 won't be divisible by triple one. 9s are triple 9. We will get triple 9 if we divide with 100. 100 won't go, right? This is the remainder. So what we need to do? I told you the procedure, right? We need to subtract this 100 from triple one. What we will get? 11. If we add this 11 to the smallest 6-digit number, that would be perfectly divisible by triple one. What is the value? 5 zeros, and then we need to add this 11. What would be the solution? 3 zeros and 1. This is the smallest 6-digit number which can be divisible by triple one perfectly. Let me recap it. What we need to find out which is divisible by triple one, it should be the smallest 6-digit number. We need to take the smallest 6-digit number and then we need to divide it with the triple one. We will get some remainder, right? Once we get the remainder, we need to subtract that remainder with the triple one. Then we will get a value. That value we need to add it to the actual 6-digit number. We will get the final answer. This is the way to solve this problem. And one more way we know, right? Triple one is, sum of the digits of triple one is 1 plus 1 plus 1. This is 3. It is divisible by 3. So if we have given with some options, we can also check which of these options will be divisible by 3. By that we can rule out some options. This is also possible. This is the actual method. Let me take the other problem. Okay, what is the third question? A certain 2-digit number is 5 times the sum of its digits. If 9 is added to that number, the digits are reversed. We need to find out that number. Okay. What are the statements given in the question? This is the 2-digit number, and if we add the digits, the number is 5 times the sum of its digits. This is the first statement. The second one is, if we add 9 to it, the digits are reversed. This is the second one. And I hope you all know, if it is a 2-digit number, how we can write that one? Let's assume the number is AB. This number AB can be written in terms of 10 into A plus B into 1. Why? Because the B is the first place and A is in the 10th place, right? So we can write the number as 10 into A plus B. The number can be written as 10 into A plus B. Let's take one example. I am taking this as 65. 65, how we can write that 65? 6 into 10 because it is in the 10th place, and 5 into 1, right? This is 65. This way we can write it. So I have written that number as 10A plus B. The second statement what we are given with, this is 5 times the sum of its digits. So the number is 5 times the sum of its digits. What are the digits? A and B, right? Sum of its digits is A plus B. How we can write this one? 10A plus B is equal to 5A plus 5B. How we can write out this one? 5A minus 4B equal to 0. This is the first equation we got from the first statement. What is the second statement? If 9 is added to the digits are reversed. Let me add 9 to that number. 10A plus B is the number, right? We are adding the number 9. So the digits are reversed. The digits are reversed means AB will become BA. How we can write the BA? 10B into 10B plus A. By this way we can write it. Let's simplify this equation. 9A minus 9B equal to minus 9. That is A minus B equal to minus 1 or B minus A is equal to 1. This is the second equation. Let's solve these equations. 5A minus 4B equal to 0. This is the first one. And what I am doing here, I am multiplying the second equation with 5 because we have 5A here. Minus 5A plus 5B is equal to 5. Let's add these. What we will get? B is equal to 5. This B, value of B is 5. Let's substitute B in this one. 5 minus A is equal to 1. Then A equal to 4. This is, then what would be the number? A equal to 4 and B equal to 5. The number is 45. Let's check whether the number is proper or not. If we add those numbers, 4 plus 5 is 9. That is 5 times, if we multiply with 5, what we are getting? We are getting the number, right? 45. This is, the first statement is correct. The second one, if we add 9 to that number, that means 45 plus 9. What we are getting? 54. The digits are reversed, right? 45 here, 54 here. By this way we can solve the problem. I hope you got that one. What we have done, the two-digit number can be written in the form of 10A plus B. And then the first statement is, the two-digit number is 5 times the sum of its digits. So I did this one. We got the first equation. And the second statement is, if you add 9 to that number, the digits are reversed. So I added 9, the numbers are reversed. So this is the second equation. We solve these equations, we got the value of B as 5, A as 4. The number is 45. So what is the fourth problem? How many numbers are there up to 1000 which are divisible by 6 and 8? This is the question. How we can solve that one? I have explained one problem in the previous class, right? If a number has to be divisible by 6 and 8, then it should be divisible by the LCM of those two numbers. We have taken an example in the previous class. What is the LCM of 6 and 8? 2 3 are 2 4s are 3 into 4 into 2, that is 24 is the LCM. So if a number should be divisible by 6 and 8 means it has to be divisible by 24. What we need to find out? How many numbers are there up to 1000 which are divisible by 24? How we can solve that one? Just think about it. How we can solve that one? Let's assume 1 to 1000 we need to find out, right? What is the first number which is divisible by 24? The first number is 24. What would be the last number which is divisible by 24? I have explained in the previous example, right? What is the, let's divide 1000 with 24. How much we get? 24 4s are 96 and then 40, 24 1s are 24 and 16. We are getting the remainder 16, right? So the last number which is divisible by 24 perfectly is 1000 minus 16, that is 984. This is the last number. This is the first number. This is the last number. We need to find out how many numbers are there in between these two numbers. How we can find out? Let's take this one, right? The first number is 24. What would be the second number which is divisible by 24? 24 into 2 is 48. What would be the third digit? 24 is 72. Like that it will be there. Are you getting any pattern in these numbers? We have discussed one progression in the previous class, right? What is the progression? Let's subtract the two consecutive numbers. What we will get? Because it is divisible by 24, we will get the difference as 24 every time, right? This is in the arithmetic progression. We know the initial term 24. We know the last term. Let's assume it as nth term. That is 984. What we need to find out? We need to find out n. How many numbers are there? We know the nth number, nth digit in the arithmetic progression is a plus n minus 1 into d. We know the nth term, that is 984 equal to a 24 plus n minus 1. We don't know the n. We need to find out the n. Difference is 24. Let's solve this one. 24 plus 24n minus 24. That is 24n. 984 is equal to 24, and what is the n here? 984 divided by 24. We have already done it, right? What we will get? 41. How we can solve this one quickly? This is from 1 to 1000, right? In the case of 1 to some number, divide the last number with the 24, I mean with the number which we want to find out. Then whatever the coefficient we will get, right, that is the number of terms which are there from 1 to 1000. This is the way how we can solve it very quickly. I hope you understand the problem. Okay, let me recap that one. What we were asked to solve, we were asked to solve how many numbers are there up to 1000 which are divisible by 6 and 8. In order to get it divisible by 6 and 8, it has to be divisible by the LCM of 6 and 8. What is the LCM of 6 and 8? That is a 24. How we can find out the answer quickly? We need to divide the last number with the 24. Whatever might be the coefficient, that is the answer. That is the fast way to solve that one. But this will be applicable if we solve from 1 to that number only. If you have different range other than 1, if you have the different range, what we need to do? This is the way, because all the numbers are in the arithmetic progression. We need to find out the nth number, that is the last number, we found it out, and then we know the formula, we substituted it, we got the number of terms which are divisible by 6 and 8. Right? I hope you understood it. Let me solve the last one. Okay, let's solve the last problem. What is the last problem? If a number is divided by 5, it leaves a remainder 2. If we square that number, what would be the remainder? Right? We were given with one statement that if a number is divided by 5, it leaves the remainder 2. Let's assume the number as n. If we divide it with 5, we will get the remainder 2. Right? How we can write that number? The n can be written as, let's assume the coefficient as x, then we will write that number as 5x plus 2. 5 into coefficient plus remainder. This way we can write it. Right? If we square that number, what would be the remainder? Then let's square that number. N square, that is 5x plus 2 whole square. You know the formula of a plus b whole square, right? This can be written as 5x whole square, that is 25x square plus 2 square plus 2 into 5x into 2. 25x square plus 4 plus 20x. This is the number. How we can find out the remainder? If we divide this with this one, this is the summation, right? We can divide every term with the 5. If we divide 25x square with 5, how much remainder we will get? 25 is divisible by 5, right? Anything if we multiply, that should be divisible by 5. So the remainder would be 0 here. If we divide 4 with 5, how much remainder we will get? We will get the remainder as 4. The last one, if we divide 20x with 5, 20 is divisible by 5, so the remainder we will get as 0. So the final remainder would be 4. I hope you understood the problem. Let me recap it. What we were asked to solve, we were given with a statement that if a number is divided by 5, it leaves a remainder 2. So what we have written that number in the form of 5 into coefficient plus remainder. And then if we square that number, what we need to find out the remainder. So we have squared it. We got this one. We have divided it with 5. 25 and 20 are divisible with 5. So the remainder would be 0 and 0 here. We are left with only 4. If we divide 4 with 5, we will get the remainder as 4. So the remainder would be 4. Right? I hope you understood the problem. And then I hope you have enjoyed the class. Let's meet in the next class.